What do you have to lose?
I will build the wall and Mexico is going to pay for it.
We will make America great again.
Let's talk about Donald Trump and what you can learn from him to help your marketing go to the next level.
They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that?
Now, Donald is a very polarizing figure.
This is what the end result is.
And we'll get to why that is actually one of his greatest assets later on. I'm not making in any way, shape or form an endorsement or a hatred for him. I don't want to talk political affiliations right now. I'm just looking at him objectively and seeing some of the brilliant things that he does do. Love him or hate him, stupid or not, there are things he does that we can all learn from and apply to what we do and scale our businesses and our brands specifically on the marketing side. So the number one thing Donald Trump does, he knows how to use enemies to launch himself. Donald understands what Hollywood understands. The quality of a film is completely determined by the quality of the enemy. You have a protagonist and you have an antagonist. The ability to have a brilliant enemy will be the direct juxtaposition to how brilliant the protagonist is. The bigger the mountain he has to climb against a phenomenal enemy will make the film more compelling. And Trump has taken this into real life. He knew. Now, please understand, I'm not advocating that the enemies he pointed out were right or wrong. I'm just saying he knew how to create an enemy for him and his followers to really laser focus on. Some people say this is toxic. Is it? Maybe so, but it works. It works. He knew how to take his brand and his followers, and he knew if he could give them an enemy to truly, truly hate, I guess toxic is the best word here, but if he knew how to rally them against someone or something or a mission or a cause that they really, really were allergic to, this ability to create the enemy was absolutely genius by Trump. And one thing I'll say that kind of brings this into focus is your enemy's enemy, your friend or your enemy. If you want to bring people together, the best thing you can do is rally them around a common enemy. And Trump realized this. The fact that he did it so effectively again and again and again was an absolute masterstroke. So for your businesses and for your brands, you need to be able to say very clearly and point out, we stand over here and this other brand or this other thing or this other position, we are completely against. And giving your fans and your followers something to rally against is going to bring them together, sadly, much more strongly than just a positive message. You do need a positive message, you do, but giving them a clear enemy will really bring the focus of what you guys stand for into the light of day that no other way can do, and Trump did this brilliantly. And this goes to the next point of what Trump did. You know what Trump stands for in no uncertain terms. Now, not just the negative things or the enemy, you also know whether you like his policies or not, whether you like his positions or not, you know exactly where Donald stands. You do. He makes it clear in no uncertain terms, and you have to do the same. You have to be able to say very clearly, the people who follow you, the people who are interested in your brand and what you have to sell, you have to make it clear what you stand for. If you ask someone, what does this brand or this product stand for? What they say when you're not around is actually how effective you are in your marketing. And if people can't say, this company stands for this company stands for that, then you're really going to struggle to seep into the hearts and minds of people. And then when it comes time to buy, the people who, or the brands who, or the products who are in the hearts and minds of people are going to be the ones they default and buy when the time comes. And it's going to have nothing to do with price. If you can get past their eyes and into their hearts and minds, that's what makes the difference between a winning brand and just someone trying to sell products. The next thing as a knock-on effect of this is he never backs down. Trump never backs down. He never takes a step back. Whether he's right or wrong, he keeps pushing forward. Why? Because he knows something everyone else doesn't know. For some reason, I don't know what or why this eludes people. He knows people have short memories. People are fickle creatures. And if you just keep going, even if you made a mistake yesterday, no one's going to remember that because you're going to do something else the next day that's going to completely shake up what everyone is saying, what everyone is doing, completely dominate the news cycle with a new story. So he never apologizes. He never ever takes a step back. Keep plowing forward. Just keep going. If you're going through hell, don't stop. Keep going.
Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
So Donald realized this. Even if Donald Trump said something or did something wrong, he didn't care. He just kept plowing forward. He dusted this stuff off his shoulders and moved on to the next. And it's really important that you guys not just do the same for your brands, but just in business. If you make a mistake, no worries, keep going. If you're trying to deal with a problem, deal with it and keep going. Don't dwell on it. Don't be stuck in the mud or lick your wounds over something you did that was wrong yesterday, when you have today and tomorrow to do something better, to not just fix it, but move forward. And Donald realized this very, very well. And the truth is, nothing stuck to Trump. You can throw so much dirt his way, you can sling mud left, right, and center, but nothing ever stuck to him. Why? Because he was already covered in muck. He was like a pig in shit. So if you try and throw another crumb or dirt on someone who's already covered, it's gonna be completely irrelevant. If you've ever watched the film The 8 Mile, at the end scene where he basically takes away the tools of the other rapper in the battle by focusing the whole rap on dissing himself.
This guy ain't no MC. I know everything he's about to say against me. I am white, I am a punk. I do live in a trailer with my mom. Y'all, if you doubt me, I'm a piece of white trash, I say it proudly. In this battle, I don't want to win, I'm outie. Here, tell these people something they don't know about me.
The other guy was completely stumped. He had nothing to say. He had nowhere to turn, nothing to do. Eminem won that battle by default by turning and throwing all the mud on himself. And it's basically a good analogy for Trump. When you're that dirty, doesn't matter what anything anyone does or says, nothing sticks to you.
Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you.
The next thing Trump does, which is brilliant, vocabulary. Trump is a master speaker. People diss him because they say he speaks like a 5-year-old. Ask any great copywriter. That's what you need to do. You need to speak at a very, very low grade level so that people understand you. People think that being smart is one thing. And yes, you can be Jordan Peterson smart and deliver content like this, correct? But politically, Trump was very, very, very accurate in speaking really like a 5-year-old, because that really made it easy to get his really complex messages into the hearts and minds of people. If you think Trump is an idiot because he talks like a simpleton, you don't understand copywriting. You don't understand narrative. Trump does. That is exactly why he's so effective. Trump is arguably one of the greatest speakers of all time. Whether you like what he says or not, whether you like his delivery or not, no one can deny how effective he is. He is absolutely brilliant at speaking. So that, and then on top of that, vocabulary, which is something he did that's brilliant, which is nickname, name calling. Sleepy Joe, Dirty Hillary.
Is to replenish the
Such a
Social
nasty
Security
woman.
Trust Fund.
These sorts of things, these sorts of nicknames, right? Low energy, loser, these sorts of words really stuck with his political opponents. And so much so that all his fans would be saying all these words when referring to his other political candidates. What a masterstroke from Trump. So instead of letting people know their name, he rebranded these people himself. He gave these people more branding on a negative than they could ever give to themselves on a positive. Masterstroke. So in general, Trump's simplistic way of speaking, his name calling, was actually a marketing stroke of genius. To be able to reframe and rebrand your position better than they can do it themselves into the negative, come on, you've got to give this guy props. He knows exactly what he was doing. None of it was by accident. It was all by design. If you actually watch him through his rallies, he would actually test lots of different nicknames and then see how the crowd reacted when one stuck. And when the crowd reacted a certain way, boom, he knew he had something. And then he'd just repeat it again and again and again and again and again until it become unanimous and synonymous into the lexicon of how people were speaking. Absolutely genius stuff. And last but not least, Trump is funny as He is funny, man. He's a funny dude. You can't deny that. You can love him, you can hate him, but one thing you can't say is that he's not entertaining to watch.
Let your senators know how strongly you feel. Vote now.
You're gonna pack the
Make
court?
sure you. The
Radical
question,
left.
Would you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
You can watch this guy and hate him for an hour, or you can watch him and love him for an hour. But the point is, you're watching. You are watching. You are watching with bated breath. All the media were watching with bated breath. Everybody on planet Earth in the media sphere was glued to every single word, every tweet, every video, every phone call, everything he did, everyone was watching.
Everyone's having a blast trying to figure out what he meant.
I think it's Kofifi. There it is.
Okay, Kofifi.
And to get that level of eyeballs on you, trust me, it's a skill. So from his point of view, he was being taunted, ridiculed and mocked, but really what the media was doing was giving him billions and billions and billions of free advertising. And that's why he became successful in the political sphere without needing to pay a penny for it. He underspent his political opponents when he won by a huge margin. Hillary Clinton had much bigger budgets, but Trump knew how to control the news cycle. He knew how to control attention. And that's how he ended up being the 45th president of the United States.